Okay, welcome back. This is a sequel to the last video, and we are continuing in our chemical properties as well. Now, if we move on to number 2, we have looked at the reaction with metals. Now we want to look at the reaction of water with non-metals. So I'm going to take a few of those non-metals. An example of those non-metals that we can have. We have carbon, right? We have chlorine, and of course we have silicon. Okay? So if we take the first, I'm going to break them into batches. In the first one, carbon reacts with water at high heat, with steam at high heat. Now, in this case, if it reacts with steam at white heat, what happens is that it produces carbon 2 oxide plus hydrogen. Now, this product is a mixture, and the mixture is called water gas. Now, let me quickly remind you that when we were discussing hydrogen, and we talked about the industrial preparation of hydrogen, we made use of this as one of the methods in the production of hydrogen from water gas, which is actually the Bosch process. Okay, so that is for that. Then secondly, we take chlorine. If chlorine gas reacts with water, it's going to form 2 acids. And of course, in this case, it's a reversible reaction. So we have HCl gas and we have HOCl. Liquid, I beg your pardon. Then we have this as aqueous as well. Now this is oxochlorate, 1 acid. It produces 2 acids. Of course, you know this acid as the chloric acid. So that's what you have when chlorine reacts with water. Okay, now the third one is silicon. If you have silicon reacting, it reacts with steam at red heat to form its oxide and liberates hydrogen in the process as well. And so this is solid. So this is what you have. These are the reactions you have with non-metals. Now the condition of reaction here, remember that it reacts with steam at red heat to form oxide and also to liberate hydrogen in the process. Okay, so the next one we're going to be looking at is the reaction with oxides. Now remember, when we talk about oxides, we have different types of oxides, but here we're going to limit it to both the basic oxide and the acidic oxides. So if we take the basic oxides we have are K2O. It gets into water, it's going to give us KOH. It's just going to form an alkaline solution. Okay. So the next one is N2O. And it forms an alkaline solution. So that's the much I can take on your basic oxides. Remember that K2O and Na2O, they are basic oxides. You can also have your calcium oxide in the process, which of course will end up to form your calcium hydroxide. Now let us look at the acidic oxides. If we take the acidic oxides, we have CO2. When it reacts with water, this one will give us an acid, which is trioxocarbonate 4 acid. If you bubble SO2 in water, it's going to give us H2SO3 trioxosulfate 4 acid. Then if you bubble NO2 in water. In this case, this is quite different. It's going to form two types of acid. You're going to have your HNO2 and it's going to give you HNO3. Now I need to tell you what the names of these are. This will give you the dioxo nitrate 3 acid, and this is your trioxo nitrate 5 acid. So you can see that NO2 is only different from the others, whereas NO2 is known as a mixed acid anhydride. So do not forget. So it is only the oxide that can form two types of acid. Now the fourth one, which happens to be the last, is that water reacts with organic and inorganic substances. So I'll give you an example of some of the reactions. We have calcium carbide. When it reacts with water, it's going to give us two products. We have the calcium hydroxide, and we have ethene. So this one is known as ethene. So all we need to do is just balance our reaction. So we have this as 2. If I put 2 here, this will give me 2 and it's balanced. Okay? Okay, this gives me 2. So we have 2 carbon, 2 hydrogen. We have 2 hydrogen here plus 2 hydrogen, 4. This is 1. And that is 1. So we need to balance that to give us, if you put 2 there, then that will give us our hydrogen as balanced. Okay, so we'll move over to the next one. If you take the example of the next one, is aluminum carbide, reacts with water, and that will give us aluminum hydroxide. That is first example. Look at second example. We take aluminum carbide, which will react with 12 molecules of water, and this will give us aluminum hydroxide, which is aqueous, and we have CH4. So if you put that here, this will give us 4 of these, and of course that should make that balanced. The last one is aluminum sulfide. We react with 6 molecules of water, and that will give us aluminum hydroxide again. And of course we have H2S in the process. So this gives us 2. Are we good? Right. So these are all the reactions that you can get when water reacts with organic and inorganic substances. Now, these reactions are complex. All I'll need you to do is just try, practice them, and memorize them. However, before I wrap up this class, I'd like to mention that these products that are formed, all of these products formed, where you have ethene and methane, they are organic substances. Okay, now if you have any questions, you are free to send them to my private chat and I'll do justice to them. Thank you for listening.